Good morning, everybody. My name is Heidi, and thank you for coming to do yoga this morning. We will go ahead and get started, and we are just going to start on our mat today. So lying on our mat with our feet on our mat, knees bent comfortably. Taking a moment here to close the eyes and focus on the breath. Placing one hand on the chest, one hand on the low belly. Just scanning the body, noticing any points of pain or tension. Sending a few breaths to those areas. With each exhale, relaxing the space. Like for me right now, my low back is hurting a little bit, so I'm sending some breath there. Let's scoot down here a little bit. Making sure the neck is tucked ever so slightly, so the neck is neutral and relaxed. From here, letting this go, bringing the hands by our sides, walking the feet further apart, and just letting the knees fall from side to side. Just nice and gentle as we wake up this morning. From here, walking the feet together, bringing the bottoms of the feet together, letting the legs fall open. So like butterfly, supine butterfly. And then from here, taking our hands right at our hips and just gently pressing the legs away. This is a really nice distraction in the low back. And of course, breathing the whole time into that low belly. Bringing the legs back up, one knee into the chest at a time, and just gently rocking from side to side. Moving into supine pigeon, letting the right leg fall down, left leg cross over and open. We can stay here, gently pushing the left leg away from us, or we can gather that right thigh and pull the leg in further. If you have a strap, this is a great time to use that strap because we really want the neck to stay soft. So we have the strap behind the leg, and then we just pull that strap toward us. From here, letting that right leg fall back down, and then letting the left leg fall over to the right as well. It's creating this gentle twist for us. collecting our core before we come back to center. Releasing the left leg down. Go ahead and prep by putting that strap behind the left leg. And then crossing the right leg over the left. Pressing the right leg away here. And then staying here or pulling that leg up for a deeper stretch. Letting our left leg return to the mat and letting the right foot fall over to the left, looking over toward the right in a twist here. Collecting the core, so engaging the core as we come back to center and releasing that leg. From here, rolling the body to one side. And we're going to come into all fours. If you've tuned into a few videos before, you've probably noticed that cat-cow is one of my favorite go-to yoga poses. If you only have a minute for one or two poses, cat-cow is usually my go-to, just because it's so beneficial for so many parts of the body and the mind and the breath. So on the inhale, letting the low belly fill, tailbone tilt, chest tilt up. Exhaling, arching the back, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin to the chest. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. So following the full flow of the breath here, this is one of the easier poses to connect the whole breath to. So let's take a few rounds to follow our full breath. So you want your movement not to stop until your exhale is stopped, and then your movement not to stop until your inhale is stopped. So let's try it. Really sending the attention inward, focusing on the inner body. And then finding that neutral spine. Now, you can really do a lot with the all fours cat-cow variation here. So you can send the tailbone side to side, breathing into the side body that's open. We can also take our body like a wheel, and let me see if maybe if I'm sideways you can see it better. So it's kind of a wheel motion with our torso. So if we start in cow, inhale, we come to the right, exhaling into cat as we bring our torso over to the left, inhaling into cow. So it's a little bit more movement, and it just feels so good. We can do a few this direction, and then I'm going to switch here and go counterclockwise. And it's okay if the movement isn't that big. It's Just a matter of getting started. As a dancer, this is just super fun for me. And finding that neutral spine. From here, finding puppy. So this is a variation on down dog with the knees bent. So the arms come forward. And we have the arms of down dog, but it's not quite as intense. So this is puppy. And then from here, sitting back into child's pose. We're going to come into kneeling plank. So alignment is really important on this one. We want our shoulders over our wrists, and then we basically want to draw a straight line from our knees, hips to shoulders. So let me see, like about there is what we'd be aiming for, okay? And we're collected through the core. It's hard to talk and keep the pose. We're collected through the core, so think about zipping the abs up into the spine. And so once we're here, we're inhaling at the top of our kneeling plank. And then on the exhale, we're chaturangi down. So the elbows are grazing the ribs, coming all the way down through the exhale. And then from here, we're pressing back into our child's pose on an exhale. So coming up into puppy again. Our hips are generally over our knees. Coming into our kneeling plank. It's okay to readjust the knees and hand placement here, okay? Inhaling at the top of our plank. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling at the floor. Collecting the core. Exhaling into child's pose. So let's go through that one more time. We have puppy. Inhaling into our kneeling plank. Inhaling at the top of our kneeling plank. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling and exhaling child's pose. Our strength from that really comes from our hands pushing us up and back. Okay, we are going to come up to a tall kneeling posture here. And go ahead and straighten the right leg first. So we want the hips kind of pressed forward, bringing the left arm up by the ear. And then lifting from the torso, bending to the right. Bringing this posture back up, we're going to take that left hand all the way down to the mat, right under our shoulder, lifting the right leg into the air. Again, doing our best to keep our hips forward, and then to keep this alignment with a straight leg. We can straighten the arm here. This is gate pose. If this is a little too challenging, we can bend the knee, shorten the lever. Okay, we're going to bring this down to our central pose here. Coming back up to a tall kneeling. Placing the hands just in fists on the small of the low of the back, either side of the tailbone. We are going to just do a gentle camel. So lifting through the chest. Opening the body here. So from the back, this is what it looks like. So it's not a dumping from the low back, it's really a lift from the chest. Okay, and then we'll come back. Feels really good for opening up the shoulders. From here, straightening out that left leg. Toes pointed out to start. Lifting the right arm. And lifting through the ribs and bending toward the left, excuse me. And then from here, bringing the right arm down to the mat, lifting the left foot. And again, usually one side is a little bit harder than the other. I'm going to straighten my other hand here, reaching. Deep breaths, collecting the core. Lift, lift, lift. And then returning to our center pose here. Whew. Taking camel one more time. Hands in fists, small of the back, lifting through the chest. And relaxing down. So we are going to come to lie on our belly on our mat here. Go ahead and place the hands one on top of the other and place the forehead on the hands. Really breathing deeply here. Now that we are on our bellies, we can really get a different sense of feedback when we breathe into the mat in our low belly, and it can be really, really nice to feel that feedback differently. So on the next, we're moving into locust. So on the next inhale, we are going to lift our the top half of our body off of the mat using our back and our back. So inhaling, lifting through that back. Our hands can be down by our sides if we would like. And then relaxing the body down to the mat. With the next inhale, we are lifting the legs. So keeping the legs together, lifting the legs off of the mat. And replacing the legs back down. Breathing throughout, even when we are in suspended, holding the body up. So now, as long as it feels okay, on the next inhale, lifting both the upper and lower part of the body. And I'm still breathing, my breath is pressing into the mat. relaxing here. We're going to move into bow. We can grab our strap here. So with our right leg, we can put our strap around our ankle. Bring the strap over your shoulder, okay? And so as we come up, we can stretch the leg here in bow pose. Not using the strap for half bow would look like grabbing the ankle and stretching like this. But the strap eliminates some of that torquing. Okay. Okay. And here, inhaling, lifting that left leg. Relaxing down. Now, when we do a certain pose and movement that really focuses on one area of the body, like extending the spine like we just did, it's really important to do a counter pose where we flex the body. So that a really simple one is child's pose. So we're going to press back into child's pose. I'm going to take a wide knee child's pose now so I can sink a little bit deeper into the pose. From here, I'll come into a seated position on the mat. Just easy seat, mechanically moving the flesh out of the way. Sitting on my sit bones. Taking easy seat here. Closing our eyes, finding our natural breath. And starting to follow the breath on the inhale and exhale. The rise and fall of the belly. Remember, let any passing thoughts just float by like clouds. Thank you for honoring yourself today by meeting me on the mat for a morning yoga practice. The most important part about yoga is doing the yoga, doing your yoga. Keep with it. It's a fantastic opportunity for growth, self-discovery. If you ever have any questions, please reach out to me. Various methods, Facebook, email, phone number, website, all that good stuff. Yoga has just come to be such an important tool in my life. I feel like I just have to share it. And so thank you for watching. Enjoy your day and namaste.